we just can't get enough of. Harrowing moments playing out in a desert flash flood. Two people inside this van as it swept away, all caught on camera.
The water continued to sweep the vehicle and swept the vehicle over that same ledge.
Holy.
An amazing story of survival. Hear more from that first responder as well as the man and wife who lived through this dangerous situation. From the Weather Channel headquarters in Atlanta, you're watching Weather Center Live. Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Kelly Cass. We've seen intense weather all week so far, from tornadoes to flooding to, yes, even snow, and it all continues tonight. Here's what we have on tap for you. In fact, we're going to talk about more of that fresh snow on the ground, and we're not talking about just a dusting of snow. Some areas in the mountains of Montana, Wyoming, and South Dakota could see up to a foot in accumulation. In Ohio, some residents are picking up the pieces after 6 confirmed tornadoes. We saw significant damage to some buildings. Fortunately, though, no serious injuries were reported. And significant flash flooding in parts of Tennessee. We saw water rescues play out for much of the morning. And Paul, I know you've got more information coming out of the Memphis area.
I do. In fact, that's right, Kelly. Flooding across the Memphis metro area led to dozens of water rescues this morning, including an entire neighborhood. In fact, some cars became stranded in the high waters, and small boats were sent out to rescue people from those trapped cars. And parts of the city saw nearly 7 inches of rain. At the lab, and our storm tracker Jim Cantori with our latest. And Jim, who are we keeping a very close eye on right now?
Well, we're watching the front, Paul, certainly for some heavy rain showers, some thunderstorms, especially to move into the metropolitan areas as we go through this evening's rush hour. That's it. But our severe potential is very, very low today in terms of what we saw this morning, that's for sure, around the Memphis area with the flood potential there. But here goes the front. But look at how big this high is. I mean, this is a fall high. It's a monster high coming down to Montana. If you just kind of draw the streamlines around this thing, you can see where it works its way, basically around that front, and really is dominating the weather throughout much of the Great Basin. So just a dominant player. Still got the snow coming down, by the way. Custer in South Dakota, the big winner, with 8 inches. 8 inches of new snow. So also, if you're, what makes a front like this even worse, especially if you're used to 80s and 90s, is not only has the air mass changed, but the clouds are around too. So you get this breezy northerly wind, a lot of low cloud behind this thing, kind of banked up against the Rockies. Shows up real nice on the visible satellite image here, just making it even more uncomfortable. And certainly, it tells you, hey, fall is here. Guess what? Still warm in Boston, New York, Washington, Raleigh, so you haven't gotten the front quite yet. Atlanta, very, very hot and humid day down across the south. But we don't have the kind of forcing, certainly, that we had yesterday to set off those storms in Ohio. Storms, though, are producing some heavy rain showers across eastern Tennessee and as well as into northern parts, or western parts, I should say, of Virginia. So Roanoke, looks like the storms here will try and pass just to your south, right along Interstate 81. If you're traveling in this area, prepare for some heavy downpours as they continue to drop onto the south. Athens in Tennessee here up through the Cumberland Plateau. Knoxville's just gotten year-round of rain. Looks like a little shower over toward the Pigeon Forge area. And we'll keep an eye on those storms for you as well. And here's this morning in Memphis before the sun came up again. Multiple rounds of rain. Some of this at 3 to 4 inches an hour up around Bartlett. Tremendous flooding there. And then the heavy rain core moved down to the south into extreme northwest Tennessee. And they had some 3-inch-per-hour rates as well. So, I mean, everybody got a chance to get absolutely soaked here, unfortunately. And with this, 4.45 inches at Memphis at the airport. That is the second wettest September day on record. These records go back into the 1800s. So that was quite a statement this morning from Mother Nature, that's for sure. Shreveport, close-up radar. Look at all the streamers coming up into this thing. So a lot of low cloud, a lot of haze in through here across northwest Louisiana, eastern Texas. But here comes the cold front, and out ahead of that, showers and thunderstorms, little outflow boundary in through here with this storm. So it's a rainmaker, probably got some pretty gusty winds with it. And if you're right in this vicinity here, away from the storm and the lightning, you can probably get a pretty nice looking shelf cloud coming out of that storm as it makes its way toward Shreveport. All right, off of Florida, Michael's been talking about this all day. We've got that low pressure area, albeit on the broad side, working its way off toward the west. Now, again, if we had no wind shear here, we'd probably be looking at Tropical Storm Edouard coming into Florida right now, but that's not the case. The wind shear is keeping this at bay and disorganized, but there are some rain bands that have kind of busted off of this thing.